Pop Squat, coming at you. This is a track sent in by Oyvind. Oyvind sent in a bunch of music over the last few months, and haven't heard from him in a while, so I'm excited to hear from him now. This is somebody called lintowe. Track is called Idle Hands, produced by Mimicsgate. Came out in April of 2022. Tech, I assume, is also from Northern Europe somewhere, Scandinavia. I'm not sure exactly. Let's see if I can do a little search here on Tech lintowe and see if I get any information at all. SoundCloud, Instagram, Tech lintowe merch, Tech lintowe items. Oh, give me some info on Tech lintowe. Genre, Korean, hip-hop, and rap. What? Tech lintowe music video stats photos from Last.fm. Wow, 252,000 subscribers on Last.fm. Here we go. Casey Krause has been putting out banger after banger under his solo moniker Tech lintowe. Ever since he left his first band, Guns N' Roses, in 2016. I'm guessing it's not the same one. He first started making music from his hometown in Phoenix, Arizona, where he met with notorious singer Fetty Wap. He later moved on to producing for up-and-coming young artists such as XXXTentacion and Lil Pump, which entertainment industry mogul New Hits Inc. took notice of promptly took notice of. He has toured all around the world, having been the first rapper and singer to perform in the middle of the sea. What? He is now living in a shared penthouse with Paris Hilton in Providence, Rhode Island, and visits Roger Williams Park Zoo every day. Bought a flat screen at the age of 3. Tech lintowe. What? Whoever wrote this is very, 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 very high. I have no idea what some of that is supposed to actually mean. But let's check this out. As I said, sent in from Oyvind. This is Tech lintowe and Idle Hands. Came out about a year ago. That's it. That's what I know about this. Let's go. Let's check it out. I've got lyrics over here as well. Here we go. 2 minutes.
Idle hands are the devil's playthings. Live our own, make pretend so we could do anything. I step out for a sec, I'm at the door. Let me in, never been a hater, ghost, and I really hope you win. Covered anything but hate you, sorry, I'm just interested. And I speak so directly, someone called it turn away. And I'll chill in my body, at least that's what I wanna think. And I'm restless and tired, tell me something there's never been. I see cracks in the floor and the light flickering. Are they laughing with me or are they just snickering? I can't make big decisions, either way I'm out of thin. I feel fear in my bed and where do I even begin? And I go, I just can't stop it, I'm not doing.
So, the thing that I think is most interesting about this is obviously his style, the voice he's using, the way he's performing these vocals. And what I keep thinking is, he probably has enough money, resources, whatever, to make it sound like whatever he wants. And he wants it to sound like this, right? And it makes me think of all the people who are out there recording music and they can't make their music sound the way they want because they don't want it to sound like this. And instead, really, they should embrace that and figure out how to make that sound the best that they possibly can make it sound. Work with what you have to create a new, unique, different signature style. And maybe at first you're not going to like it so much, but you'll eventually come around to something that you're like, that sounds kind of cool. Because he doesn't have to have this sound like this. And look at his whole presentation is very not cool, very freshman, very unsophisticated, very geeky. And he just said, you know what, this is what I want to sound like, and I'm going to make it cool because this is how it's just going to be. It's surprising how far you can get when you figure out how to make what you've got unique and stand out in a way that it's something only you can do. And somebody else could have done this style and they might have felt embarrassed by it, right? Like, I don't want my voice to sound like that. But he's like, no, this is exactly what I want. It's pretty cool.
Are they laughing with me or are they just snickering? I can't make the decision, need to wear my thin. I feel fear in my bed and where do I even begin? And I go, I'm just gonna stop and I'm not do it all again. I ran out of things to rest and I'm real pretend. I'm still sitting on my phone, I put my face inside my hands and pictures of the party. I'm sitting on my phone, I'm still sleepy. Picture perfect Kodak moment. Cameras.
It's neat. It's fun. I love that he just said, fuck it. I'm gonna make it sound the way it's gonna sound. And I don't care. Idle hands of the devil's playthings, live our make pretend so we could do anything. I step out for a second, I'm at the door, let me in. Never been a hater ghost, and I really hope you win. Harbor anything but hatred, sorry I'm disinterested, and I speak so directly someone called it journaling. Have no chill in my body, at least that's what I want to think. And I'm restless and tired, tell me something that's never been. Some cool lyrics. I see cracks in the floor and the light flickering. Are they laughing with me or are they just snickering? I can't make each decision eats away at my within. I feel fear in my bedroom, where do I even begin? And I go, I just can't stop, and then I do it all again. I ran out of things to write, so I'm still sitting on my phone. I put my face inside my hands. And affected by my melody, I'm still sitting on my phone. I'm still serious, baby. It's fun. This makes me think of some... I don't know why this popped into my head. That's not even a word, John. For some reason, this reminded me of Violent Femmes, and I don't know why that is. I'm gonna have to think about that because I wish I had something to back that up with. But maybe it's because Gordon Ganov also, like, he had his voice, and it was not a good voice, right? But it worked for him, and this guy is kind of doing the same sort of thing. He's like I said, he's like, fuck it, this is how I'm going to sound. Like, I'm just going to make my music. Good soundtrack. It's fun. I'm very tempted to download this. I'm probably going to listen to this a few times and then maybe download it because I think I really like it. Thanks very much. Who was this? Oyvind, right. Thank you. Great hearing from you, too. You always send in really cool stuff, and this is another really cool track. So, Pop Squat, check it out. Please like, subscribe, and share. Please also take a look at the next song that I'll be posting right after this is LSD from, A$AP Rocky. Oh my God, it's good. It was caught in copyright jail, so it just got out today, and I'm posting it. There you go. I was also thinking recently... So I'm 53. In 1983, so 40 years ago, I was 13. And I was thinking, yeah, it's really weird that I listen to music from like, and we all do. Like, if you listen to the radio ever driving in your car, you listen to something like Jack FM or whatever, one of those radio stations that like listens to songs from the 70s up to today. And I thought, it's really weird that we still listen to music that's 40 years old. Because in 1983, if I listened to a song from 1943, that would have been really, really fucking weird. Like, really weird. Like, my grandfather listened to, like, big band music, which was probably really even before the 1940s. And so I was exposed to a bunch of that stuff because, he loved that music. But it wasn't played on the radio except like NPR or AM stations that nobody really listened to except older people who grew up with that music, right? And then at that point it was like people in their 60s, 70s. So it's really interesting that we're still listening to Led Zeppelin and Queen and David Bowie and like all these bands that And why is it that they still speak to us? Things have changed quite a bit in the last 50, 60 years. That these artists are still somehow relevant? Or is it just that their music is so good or that's become the soundtrack to so many people's lives? I really, it's an interesting thing to think about because when I was a kid, we did not listen to the music of the 1930s and 40s. Maybe a little bit of the 50s when rock and roll was introduced. And is it just because of the style of music? Is that really why we listen to it? I don't know. I don't know the answer. But it's really interesting to me. And now this is the 50th anniversary of hip-hop. And we're still listening to hip-hop. Hip-hop seems like it's just finally reached its maturity, really. And I'm so curious to see what comes next, because something's got to come next. So interesting. So interesting. And it's also interesting to think like rock and roll came, I don't know why I'm talking about all of this right now, but it's interesting to think that rock and roll came only about 20 years before hip-hop. But then we haven't had a real replacement for, not replacement, but like an update from hip-hop. Maybe that was EDM? Is EDM the next big genre of music? Maybe not, because it hasn't really grown to take over enough of the marketplace to become its own thing, to have like culture based around it, right? There was definitely a culture around rock and roll, and there's a culture around hip hop. What's the next thing? What is it? Where does it come from? What's it gonna be? Is it? I don't know. I really don't. Maybe K-pop, because it's still hip hop, but it's pop. I mean, it's called pop, but it definitely has a culture, its own style, its own visual language. I don't know. I don't know. It's just stuff I think about, and I guess I decided to mention it here. Pop Squad, checking out. Please like, subscribe, and share. I appreciate it. I'll be back tomorrow. Bye-bye.